A little bit of a huddle for New Zealand before they get underway. 8 overs. The two gentlemen sitting next to me had a look at the pitch. The captain said at the toss as well that might be a little damp, might help this, the seamers and the slow bowlers.
Yes, I think when I did my
the seamers and the slow bowlers.
Yes, I think when I did my heel turn, you could see that it certainly is a little bit damp, so which means that the spinners can get a bit of a grip. But whether the spinners will hit too many overs, it's an 8 overs match, 48 deliveries. Spinners can be hit for runs, so maybe you will find maybe the odd over being bowled by Sodhi. He's been pretty impressive, as also Mitchell series.
Yeah, I think pace off the ball will be the key. So the only issue with that for the seam bowlers is all about grabbing hold of it, being able to take pace off legitimately with a damp ball, because if it goes into the outfield, if it goes over the advertising triangle, it is very damp in between the advertising triangle and the LED screens that are on the boundary. So that's where a lot of the water has been pushed. Just turn your heel of those lovely shoes, those loafers you've got on, and it just took a little bit of the top surface out of the pitch, didn't it? Which means it's going to see on the right hand side in that crease. You can see where you've done that. At least you did it didn't do it on the length, I suppose, which was a good thing. But it will turn. I think it'll turn damp.
Very subtle. Will be very subtle about the loafers. Right, Rohit Sharma. Average 30, strike rate 130. I don't think they'll be happy with the strike rate of 130 today. Just thinking 8 overs, 80, 85, 90 they want to get in these 8 overs.
I would imagine at least 2 runs per ball, which will mean about 96 out of 48 deliveries. And of course, we're not taking into account the wides and maybe the odd no ball, but out of 48 deliveries, and of course we're not taking into account the wides and maybe the odd no ball, but more the wides. So 100 is what India will be looking for, minimum.
Yep, anything under 100, I think New Zealand will be reasonably happy that they've done a decent job, especially that India have strengthened their batting. Manish Pandey into the side, as you've both mentioned, Harsha. So just the 4 bowlers required. If that is the case, obviously more can.
If you had 8, you'd have to have 5 bowlers in. The rule says in a range-shortened match where an innings is reduced to 10 overs or less, the bowler's maximum quota of overs won't be reduced to less than 2. And so you can have 4 bowlers with 2 overs each.
International, the decider in the 3-match series between India and New Zealand. This one coming live from Thiruvananthapuram. New Zealand won the toss and bowl, as I mentioned. It's an 8-a-side match. 4 bowlers can bowl a maximum of 2 overs apiece. Huge crowd in. They've waited very, very patiently. Hopefully they will be rewarded with a cracking game. Tim Southee is in for New Zealand. Adam Milne is out. And India looking to build a big total. Let's get out to our commentators.
Oh, beauty.
It's got that feel in the air as well, hasn't it? Not much carry through to the keeper, but it's got that swing bowling feel. Very close, very huge. Come down the wicket at some stage, quite early on in the piece.
I won't be surprised. You really don't have too much time to settle down. You've got to start making every ball count. Not easy against a bowler of Trent Bolt's class.
What does he do now? This is the temptation to drift down leg side. The question is, in an 8-over game, can you give yourself an over as a sighter? You can't.
No chance. No chance. You can give yourself at best 1 delivery. You can't really afford dot balls, but he's bowling so well. Trent Bolt just shortened that length a little bit because he perhaps thought that he's going to come down the pitch as we all think that he will at some stage or the other. And those are the officials behind who are giving themselves high five, and deservedly so as well.
Just trying to see if there's no marks of his run-up. It's quite dry around there. Well, there's a fielder there down at third man. It will fall well short. There was the sighter and there was the slog.
Ishodi down on that boundary. Well to get around there, and it spun back into his hands. It was a wild swing from Shigadowan, but you expect plenty of those.
Look at the position of the seam. Terrific position. That's why it's so difficult to score off. And because it's a damp outfield, the ball will probably...
At third man, there's fine leg out as well. Just 2 overs of power play. Right, there he goes. Now this time to the left of Sodi. And beats it for 4. The ball swinging. It's a fairly active position down there. That 1 to his right, 1 to his left. India get the first boundary. Left India get the first boundary.
Well, he's going to go for it. Slicing it. Coming down the pitches. We thought that he will sooner than later. Trying to negate the swing as well by going down close to the ball. Close to the ball.
Excellent over. Just 7 off it. 7 for no loss after 1.
Pretty good. A couple of false shots brought about a 2 and a 4. And barring that, it was a very, very good over from Trent Boult. Good start. He'll be a little bit disappointed that Ishodi couldn't quite get around and cut that boundary down to 2. Anything under 10 is a win for the Bolt.
We've had 2 of the ground staff running in to keep some sawdust around or some sand around, and they have absolutely sprinted. He's only just easing up now as he comes in here, but their enthusiasm is wonderful. Just starting with a spinner at the other end.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if the ball grips very, very, very quickly.
Square-leg is back and long off is back, so expect Mitchell Santa to bowl it quick and still try and turn it at the moment. With the left-handed Shigadowan on strike, you might expect, much like Delhi, to try and swing it into those pads.
It's got a lot of support in case he just drops marginally short. Everybody on the offside moving a little squarer. Right, Santner. Oh, what a ball. Tell you what, the batsman's going to look down at that track and say, what the commentator's saying, 100.
Well, I mean, I said at the pitch report that the ball is going to grip. Now have a look at this, because it's damp. It's done square.
Taking a chunk too. You could see, genuinely see where that ball pitched and turned.
Right, he'll come back for 2. Do we want to downgrade the 100, or are we still looking at 100?
I think we've got to be a little more realistic.
They get more difficult.
Looking to hit through the offside, because that's where the room for the boundary is.
And which is why maybe Akshar Patel not being in the team may not be such a great idea. Because he doesn't give the ball air. He makes good use of his height. He's very nagging in length, line and length. And on this surface, it would be pretty much well nigh impossible to play, I think.
Well, the general impression is always, isn't it? You stack your sides with batsmen in a shorter game. The other way of looking at it maybe is, listen, do you need more than 5 batsmen in an air over game? So should you just give yourself an extra bowling option? India have gone with the extra batsman, I dare say the extra fielder.
Catch!
No timing at all, but he'll still beat the fielder. Yes, just enough to beat him for 4. So he's picked his spot because mid-on was in.
He is quite deliberately played. He's not looking to go down the pitch now. He knows that he's bowling flat, so he's going to stay in the depth of the crease. There it is, off the, not quite of the middle.
Well, that's a great indication of how quick this outfield still is. It's off the stickers.
Absolutely, just bounced a little more on him. Mid-on is still in. It's beautifully bowled again. It's not easy batting. He's picked his spots, but he's not quite hitting. Just a single. This is another excellent over. 7 from it. It's 14 for no loss. Well, for whatever it's worth, the power play is over. That's a very interesting point. Well, for whatever it's worth, the power play is over. That's a very interesting point. Even the quicker bowlers, you just bowl cutters. Look at the bounce on this.
Another bit of turf, another chunk. When it hits that seam, look, the bit of turf almost hit leg stump. It went through to the keeper. Just shows you when it hits the seam, it's going to grip, it's going to turn. So India will be encouraged. They
Tim Saudi. There's the first ball. Pace taken off. Who thought we'd get to a game where the fast bowler's biggest weapon was the slow ball?
He's got a smile on his face because you can see that grip straight away for and Kuldeep Yadav down the order, of course. Tim Saudi coming in for Adam Mill, Manish Pandey and Kuldeep Yadav coming in for Mohammad Siraj and Akshar Patel.
Should be taken on the edge of the circle, about 10 yards back. Sandner catches it this time. Sandner catches it. It was an easy catch. I mean, it was in the air for a long time, but really Shikhar Dhawan had no choice but to go after it.
How unlucky can one get? I mean, Sandner in the kind of catching form he's been, and he's an outstanding fielder, make no mistake. But on this trip, he's let go a few. His heart would have been in his mouth, as also Tim Saudi, as also Kane Williamson. But all is well that ends well. And he's taken the catch to get rid of Shikhar Dhawan for 6. It's 15 for 1.
India at 15 for the loss of 1 wicket. And let's hear it for the next batsman on field. Virat Kohli.
Santner is making up for all those catches he dropped. He's made this look easier than it actually was.
It was a tough one. That ball was dropping. Again, a slow off cutter. Short on the leg stump. Rohit Sharma. He knows that there is no option. He's got to go for the big shot. Take it. Both the openers. Rohit Sharma has gone for 8. 15 for 2.
I'm afraid you have cancer. I was wrong. I'm not ill.
You're as fit as a fisherman.
We're going to say that you cured
afraid, Danny. You have cancer. I was wrong. I'm not ill.
You're as fit as a fisherman.
We're going to say that you cured me. Come here and help me fix this situation.
Brand new comedy, Sick Note, starts tonight at 10 on Sky One.
Across for a single. He's running in a long way to bowl off breaks.
114 kilometres per hour. Everything has been off speed from Tim Southey today. His first over. There's that wonderful record.
But he's not getting to 2,000 today. His goal brilliant to watch. Let's stay with one. So a couple of wickets in this over.
Yeah, everything pace taken off the ball. First one, a sky. Santner went back. He didn't quite go back far enough. Had to reach for it a little bit in the end. The second catch to dismiss. Far enough. Had to reach for it a little bit in the end. The second catch to dismiss Rohit Sharma. Absolutely brilliant. Another one dragged down. Pace off the ball. Rohit Sharma did quite well to get it that far into the outfield, but excellent catch. You see the body going away from the ball. Hands underneath it. Brilliant.
It's a lot of bounce on this track as well. What a good over. 2 wickets and 4 runs only. That's more important. 18 for 2 after 3.
Virat Kohli to assess. Just figure out what he might think his bowlers, and he's got quality bowlers in the mix. What could they defend possibly? 70? 65?
Now this will give us an idea of what they for New Zealand so far in the 2 games. Economy 6.72. 24 wickets in 15 games is excellent. Right, then the wrist spinner, Sodhi. It's played in the gap and will be 4 inevitably. It was timed so well.
Yes, it was short. It gave the batsman the time to rock back onto the back foot. Virat Kohli batted exceptionally well at Rajkot. So he'll be pretty high on confidence from that.
It's looking like a very good toss to win, because by the time New Zealand come in, they'll have got an idea how they're going to bat on this track. Right, goes through with a shot and times it beautifully. Oh, what fun it is to watch Virat Kohli bat. He's just playing in a different league.
What a shot. This one was pitched up, got close to the ball, but not too close, because he was always going to play the lofted shot. So he's given allowance for that little bit of turn, and with a perfectly straight bat, he's deposited it.
Yes, you thought that as much. He's not only emerged as India's finest limited overs batsman, he's also got the power these days to clear the boundary without slogging. Power play is gone, just 2 overs. 4 bowlers can bowl a maximum of 2 overs under the revised ICC playing conditions.
Yes, so far we've had New Zealand using 4 bowlers. Bolt's bowled 1, Saudis bowled 1, in which it smart batting that from Shreyas Iyer, giving his skipper more of the strike. Skipper striking the ball very well.
Yeah, not good fielding. I don't think they should be nice and tight on Shreyas Iyer. Kohli's the man that they want off strike as much as possible. New Zealand should be a little bit tight. Yeah, not good fielding. I don't think they should be nice and tight on Shreyas Iyer. Kohli's the man that they want off strike as much as possible. New Zealand should be a little bit tighter. I can understand Tim Southey being on the circle at that short third man position, but maybe not so much Mitchell Sattler. He's got to be in protecting the one when Aya's on strike.
Pulled it back with a couple of singles. There he goes, it's in the air, and the catch will be taken. Virat Kohli looking for room on the onside, a bit.
I know Trent Bolt had a good look at the end. I wondered whether it might have hit a spider cam wire.
Right, that's what they're checking. Where is the heel? There is something well behind, so that's not an issue at all. If Simon Dool says if there's a wire involved, it's a dead ball, of course. It's got to go, I think. There he goes. So Kohli's gone for 13. It's 30 for 3.
Three wickets down, and Manish Pandey coming into bat now.
Right, Manish Pandey. Take a single. Everything is plus. Shreyas Iyer had to dart back. He's young. He'll make it. Came from, but it's 31 for 3.
Fours and sixes, and that's where the pitch today is going to make it difficult for batsmen coming in. Looks pretty smooth on the surface before the game started. I wasn't surprised when that first ball turned sharply as it did. Saudi has come back to bowl his second. Pace taken off. It's going off the turf in good pace. Back to bowl his second. Pace taken off. It's going off the turf in good pace. That's going to be 4 runs.
I'm not sure people realise how good a shot this is when you've just walked to the wicket. It's slow, it's stopping. If anything, it's got a hint of turn. And beautifully timed. Manish Pandey, not a lot of cricket under his belt lately either.
Bar has let this one go. Crowd hasn't liked it one bit.
And there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's perfectly fine. It's a fine call from Anil Chaudhary. He was standing where he was. He shuffled in. Look at that. And then it's just missed him. Not by too much. If it had been standing, it would have hit
wide. But anyway, base taken off again. Spunched away to get a single. He was looking to get onto the back foot, give himself time to play the full shot. He knew this wasn't a pitch where you could hit.
It's got a hint of turn. And beautifully timed. Manish Pandey, not a lot of cricket under his belt lately either.
Wide. But anyway, base taken off again. Spunched away to get a single. He was looking to get onto the back foot, give himself time to play the full shot. He knew this wasn't a pitch where you could hit.
It's got a hint of turn. And beautifully timed. Manish Pandey, not a lot of cricket under his belt lately either.
Wide, but anyway. Base taken off again. Spunched away to get a single. He was looking to get onto the back foot, give himself time to play the pull shot. He knew this wasn't a pitch where you could hit.
It's got a hint of turn. And beautifully timed. Manish Pandey, not a lot of cricket under his belt lately either.
May not go all the way. He'll get a couple. May not go all the way. He'll get a couple of runs here again. So it's been all slow deliveries from Saudi. 9 runs from the over. It's 40 for 3. Runs from the over. It's 40 for 3.
Identifying the pace of this pitch early, Tim Southey. Spinner's doing a pretty good job. I think on this sort of surface, anything around maybe 70 they can get. Maybe 70 they can get. 3 overs of 10 each. I feel like they're in the game.
Saudis back. The bowl is leg spinners. Ooh. That should be called a wide. Kept a bit low, didn't spin.
Slightly damp ball. You're trying to restrict the flow of runs. Being slightly quicker.
He's gone. Over long gone. Just enough power to take the ball over that tall fielder. It's Santner once again. The ball seems to be following him.
Yeah, I mentioned in the last over that maybe the length is to pull it back even short. That is just too easy through the hands. Pull it back even short. That is just too easy through the hands at the ball. Excellent shot. Not perfectly timed, but all the power in the world.
It's all hands, Manish Pandey. You'll see when he's looking to play big shots, score quickly, gives himself a lot of room, trusts his hands. Oh, there is turn, and that's a dangerous shot to attempt. That slog on the leg side.
Ball was slightly towards the off stump, and that's why the ball spun away from him. The one which he hit was towards middle and leg, ended up coming into his arc. If he had tried to go inside out, possibly would have been a different result.
Saw the fielder get a single. That one really short from Saudi.
Gem of an innings too, Manish Pandey. 30.
It's gone straight up. Somebody's called at long off. And the safest hands in that team, Martin Guptill says it's mine. And takes the catch. Another wicket has fallen. Not an easy pitch to slog the spinners. That team, Martin Guptill says it's mine. And takes the catch. Another wicket has fallen. Not an easy pitch to slog the spinners.
That's why India are still in this game. This is a tough batting pitch. Trying to go to the leg side again. Straight up, good catch. Safe hands, Martin Guptill. And that is the end of
why Hardik Pandya didn't come up the order. Maybe it was the Saudi factor. Sodhi was expected to bowl at this stage, and he has struggled against the leg spinner. Very wide. Almost got to that. One bounce it was in the end. Loved the way he attacked the ball. Martin Guptill again. Loved the way he attacked the ball. Martin Guptill again.
Yeah, super quick across the turf to be able to pick the ball. When somebody like Trent bowled in, look how good he is. Picked it on the bounce and very quick to get up and be in a position to throw the ball. Martin Guptill.
$50 for 4.
I think the reason also why Hardik Pandya has come in is because of that one over from Santner. Possibly he can attack. He generally doesn't run at the spinners, stays his ground.
India gets its half century.
Two overs to go in the innings. So it was completed just as we start getting warmed up. We are in the death overs.
I can tell you as a commentator you feel rushed as well, so I can't imagine what the players are going through. Everything's happening at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
And why is that the case?
Because we have only 4 overs to express whatever we want to.
It seemed as if the players also quicken their pace of bowling, but the over is not suggesting. First ball for 6. Got spinners, good spinners. It's difficult to do that. And of course, Seam has also taken the pace off, so it's quite challenging for all these batsmen.
It's slightly understandable too, isn't it? We've been here for 3 days. It's rained heavily in the afternoon on each. Those days, so pitch hasn't been out in the sunshine and able to dry out. It's a bit damp. A lot of rain this evening as well. Tough work for the batsmen. I think India have still got a score where they'll feel like they've got a chance.
Well, it's called for 2. Manish Pandey, he's quick. Hardik Pandya is already halfway down the pitch for his second, so he'll make that come. Well, it's called for 2. Manish Pandey, he's quick. Hardik Pandya is already halfway down the pitch for his second, so he'll make that comfortably. Virat Kohli wanted to field first as well, so this is a good toss that New Zealand have won. Yeah, a couple of changes. Manish Pandey comes back in. Kuldeep Yadav as well. Mohammad Siraj is left out. He also left out the left-arm spinner. In hindsight, on this kind of a pitch, Akshar Patel would have been a pretty good addition. It's amazing to bowl that kind of a loopy delivery in an 8.
Because those 4 overs through the middle from Kuldeep and Chahal will be crucial if New Zealand think they can chase this down.
Well, it's gone up and over.
And that's why it's so good. Hardik Pandya able to play a shot like that without using your feet. Just sheer power and timing. Seen Yusuf Pathan do that. He comes from Baroda and does something similar. Just into his half, clears his leg, and there she goes.
Surprised by the length, because that is something Hardik Pandya loves. That kind of a length, and that's where he goes. Got to be a lot shorter. Got to be a lot shorter. As every spinner that has bowled against him has found out. He's just within his hitting range. It's got to be shorter, and that's perhaps what you'll see on this ball. Goes outside the leg, some gloves on that one maybe. It's a better over for India. 11 runs coming off it. 1 over to go. 61 for 4.
Yeah, pretty good. Evenly almost halfway through this last match, and this headset's going to be the same again. This headset's going to be the same again. Final over of the innings, Trent Boult managed to get the ball to swing quite prodigiously.
So what's he thinking here? Scotty, he's got a short third man, a point, in fact another man at point, which means
three behind point, you would suggest that it is.
He's taking the pace off. Might want the second, but they won't get it. It's a great strike rate against the spinners, Hardik Pandya, not so much against the seam bowlers. So maybe the seam bowlers will think twice before taking the pace off, because he's waiting for that.
exactly, and that's why I wanted to know what Trent bowled, but bowling like Tufnell. So if he does that, and if he bowls into his arc, it could be asking for trouble rather than bowling seam up, especially against somebody like Hardik Pandya.
He's walked in. Is there enough power in this one? Oh, well done. Absolutely brilliant. You see this very often these days.
He's a brilliant fieldsman. Catches his put down and been out of character. Watch this. This is as good as you'll see. This is like Hardik Pandya in Delhi. In the air, flicks it up. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, Mitch Santner. And Trent Boult knows it. Mitch Santner, and Trent Boult knows it. Just waiting maybe for the front foot, but that is exceptional athleticism on the boundary from Mitch Santner. Sensational.
Happy with that. I'm ready with the decision. The decision is out.
Love the calm finish with de Grandhomme when he took that catch. In the record books, it will say caught de Grandhomme. 62 for 5. Wiping the ball there.
What he has done well, in spite of bowling those slow ones, is that he's not bowled into Hardik Pandya's half. It's been back of a length.
Finds the block hole again. They'll get a single. They might attempt a suicidal second. Hardik Pandya wants it. No, says Dhoni. So they get just 6 runs from the over. That's exceptional from Trent Bolt. So we are at the sports hub here in Thiruvananthapuram. The outfield looks brilliant. Stands nice, a lot of modern sort of look to this ground. Pitch a bit on the damper side. You can understand. A bit on the damper side. You can understand it's not seen much sun. That's just making the job that much more difficult for the batsman. Let's see how New Zealand tackle this.
Yeah, I think they'll be pretty happy at the moment, New Zealand, but they're on the board. The runs are on the board, and that is always the best place to have them. Bowlers did a good job. Of course, you only need the 4 with the new ICC rule. Crowd too, not too many seats available, so 50,000 people here, and nobody really getting going, but there's not that much of an opportunity.
Yeah, look at the batting card for India. You can see the strike rates of the openers. They struggled a bit with the pace, so they had first look at it. So it was a bit of a surprise for them. Virat Kohli, I thought, was the best out there, but he didn't last long enough for India to post a good score. Manish Pandey did well, 17 of 11. Pandya couldn't get going. Dhoni couldn't face the ball. Shreyas Iyer batted number 4, 6 of 6 for him. So it seems like it's...
Yeah, Sodhi a touch expensive. Didn't bowl the right deliveries. Possibly just the 2 overs never helps. Bowled Santner and Saudi, though, were very, very good, especially Santner and Trent Bolt.
Balls at 8.50 runs per over.
The all-new Nissan Qashqai. Expect more with low monthly payments and 4.49% APR representative finance. Now available with up to £3,500 deposit contribution on selected grades. Now available with up to £3,500 deposit contribution on selected grades with the Nissan Switch scheme.
Live sport. You can watch it and you can get involved in it with the latest Coral action. Get a free £10 in-play bet on the India-New Zealand match if your first £10 in-play bet fails to win. Live sport. You can watch it and you can get involved in it with the latest Coral action. Get a free £10 in-play bet on the India-New Zealand match if your first £10 in-play bet fails to win. Coral, jump in. Available from Live sport. You can watch it and you can get involved in it with the latest Coral action. Get a free £10 in-play bet on the India-New Zealand match if your first £10 in-play bet fails to win. Call, jump in. Available from Live Sport. You can watch it and you can get involved in it with the latest Coral action. Get a free £10 in-play bet on the India-New Zealand match if your first £10 in-play bet fails to win. Call, jump in. Available from
Hello?
Marky, we're pregnant.
That's nothing! I just rented a BMW 5 Series for only £49 from Sixt.
Sixt! Drive smug!
Earn points by paying for your holiday with the Preferred Rewards Gold Card. Membership rewards points from American Express. What will yours turn into? Search Amex Gold.
Your monthly data allowance is precious. The problem is, with most mobile networks, come the end of the month, you lose any data that you haven't used. But Sky Mobile are different. They let you keep any unused data for you to use next month, next year, or even later. Say hello to rolling your unused data for 3 years, only with Sky Mobile.
Well, the deciding fixture here in Thiruvananthapuram, New Zealand. 67, and 68 required to win. Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan both went early. Same over from Tim Southee. Consecutive deliveries. That was Virat Kohli hit a big 6 after a 4 off Ish Sodhi and then was dismissed in the deep. Shreyas Iyer didn't get going tonight. 17 for Manish Pandey and Hardik Pandya with 14 off. Hardik Pandya with 14 off 10 deliveries. So 68 runs to win for New Zealand to take this 2020 international series. They lost the one-dayers. They would dearly love to knock India over here and take home that 2020 trophy. Next ball, it took an absolute screamer, Karthik. It was a brilliant bit of fielding on the boundary.
For all the catches he's put down, he's rectified himself. This one, Trent Bolt didn't pick. Had to go for it, Shreyas Iyer against Ish Sodhi. One with spun. Good catch from Martin Guptill, who's very safe. Manish Pandey. Guptill, who's very safe. Manish Pandey, if you talk about one good catch, can't get better than this. Once again, Mitchell Santner leaping to his right and then pushing the ball straight in the hands of Colin de Grandhomme. So 68 is what they need in their quota of 8 overs to clinch this T20 series.
India will be all about India will be all about runs on the board. That's what skipper Kohli would have talked about. Not going to be easy whatsoever. The pitch is slow. I think apart from Trent Bolt's first over, Sanjay, where he bowled 6 deliveries seam up and then the 2 Yorkers in the last over, every other delivery throughout that innings had pace off the ball.
The average was 28, but the strike rate was frightening. 152. Colin Munro. Let's see what the Indian seamers do, whether they bowl as many slow deliveries as the New Zealand seamers did. They still trust many slow deliveries as the New Zealand seamers did. They still trust their seam up and swing deliveries.
I expect Bhuvaneshwar Kumar to try and swing it away early. Like that.
Possibly not to Colin Munro. We've seen him got 19 runs off his first over. That's not the start India would want from Colin Munro. We've seen quite a few slower ones, quite a few short pitch deliveries being bowled at him. A man at deep mid-wicket and a man at deep square leg. Everyone else inside the ring on the offside.
Advancing, wow. What a way to start that is for Colin Munro.
That's just a stunning hit. It's just... look at that, a couple of shimmies. And bang.
It's out of the stadium, that. Gone down the little walkway. It's a sort of score that 25 to 30 is enough from one man if he does it in a hurry.
Here you're talking about slow deliveries. You counted, I think, 6. Saw the last ball from Bhuvaneshwar Kumar about 133.6. So there have been a couple of seam-up deliveries.
Slower that time, I think. A little bit of inside edge onto the pad. Edge onto the pad.
Even in that's the knuckle ball once again coming to his rescue. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar gets a bit of shape on it. Even in Kanpur, it was the first delivery where he ran at him and hit him over square leg. And this time it was mid-wicket, and it was once again the traditional seam-up delivery.
Another one, another knuckle ball, brilliantly bowled.
So Simon, tell me, when does it change that grip on the ball? Because as a batsman, if you're watching right from the bowler's mark, you would see those fingers missing.
Yeah, I'd love to get a side on of it, but I'm pretty sure it's about halfway through the run-up.
Time to look at that.
Probably not.
By the time you finish your analysis, we could be in the 6th over.
And again, brilliant from Kumar. Bhuvi strikes. Another slower ball, a wild swipe across the line from Guptill. India strike.
Did you see that knuckle ball? That's the question. Was he looking to slog a slow delivery, or he's been completely deceived? Not a great choice of shot when you're looking to hit an outswinger, a ball that swings, his knuckle ball swings, and he was trying to go over mid-wicket. So high risk shot, low probability as well of that coming off. So Guptill's gone for 1, 8 for 1.
Reasonable.
Interesting, New Zealand have stuck to Kane Williamson at number 3. Is it because the required rate is under 9? It's not massive. If it was maybe 12 or 13, Would you have expected somebody like the Grandhomme to come in, somebody who stomps the ball?
Yeah, they can win this, I guess, with twos. And that's where Williamson might come into his own. This guy's going to be tough, though. Jasprit Bumrah. Good start. Good pace.
They have their own methods, the Indians. They've seen the New Zealand bowlers bowl a lot of slow deliveries, but India getting movement off the pitch.
He managed to get the ball to jag off the surface. On a surface where slow ones have been the ones used. That's quick. And that's hard length. And you've seen Colin Munro show him a lot of respect right through the series.
Incredible from Bumrah. At last ball, 141 kilometers per hour. Saw one team reliant on taking the pace off. Had no influence on these two young seamers. Maybe a bit on Bhuvi.
Just have a look at this knuckleball. It's brilliantly bowled. You asked how late, Sanjay. We've found out that it's only as he jumps into his delivery stride that he actually changes the grip. Quite incredible. It is. Takes a very, very fine catch. We've seen some good ones tonight. That's up there with them.
The big wicket as well of Munro. Man in form, and the timing of the wicket as well will keep India's belief in this innings.
Yeah, it was up in the air. It's never easy when you have to run from mid-on, backpedal, and then look at that. The last second, not allowing that dive to let go of the ball, and it's an outstanding catch by Rohit Sharma. Colin Munro goes for 7. The second wicket falling at 8 for New Zealand.
Well, Kane Williamson's on strike, but that's Glenn Phillips. A lot of pressure on this young man, very early in his career. Didn't have to bat in Rajkot.
Simon, you couldn't blame the Indian batsmen looking to belt balls for sixes. They were setting a target. But New Zealand, with the required rate being just about 8, a lot of them are looking to hit the ball out of the ground. You mentioned that this can be done with a couple of runs. Have a look at that last-minute reach, and it's a great thing, despite the fall and the tumble, that he was able to hold on to the ball. We've seen some terrific catches. Look at that reaction. The timing of that wicket was important. It had to come very early in the innings for India. Don't need to be in top gear. Third gear is okay, you would think.
Look at this Yorker. Glenn Phillips won't have seen too much of Bumrah. I said at the start of the over, he will be difficult. Slower balls are brilliant, no pace on it. We saw that 2 balls ago to... Slower balls are brilliant, no pace on it. We saw that 2 balls ago to Williamson. Couldn't do anything with it. He's just gone for 2 runs and taken a wicket in his first over.
And also the amount of bounce he seems to get from those hard lengths. That's what did Colin Munro, getting high on the sticker. Wonderful, wonderful over. Just 2 runs to his quota, although 3 runs came on that over. It's 11 for 2.
Dad? It's triplets.
That's nothing! I've just rented a BMW 5 Series for only £49 from Sixt.
Sixt, drive smug.
Standards. Chahal to be very accurate. Virat Kohli's got a slip in place. Knows how important this Kane Williamson wicket is.
No extra cover. He's bowling without an extra cover. He's got two men on the off. Not within the circle. Long on, long off. Deep mid-wicket and a deep square leg.
I like the field as well. Virat Kohli at first slip. Maybe just trying to get New Zealand to become even more nervous at the moment in this run chase. From the front of the hand, they seem to be a bit anxious in this run chase.
For two, Williamson will go back.
Tremendous stuff again from Bumrah last over, just 3 runs. It's got to be one of the best today on current form, one of the best bowlers.
For two, Williamson will go back.
Tremendous stuff again from Bumrah last over, just 3 runs. It's got to be one of the best today on current form, one of the best bowlers. They seem to be a bit anxious in this run chase.
Quite wide, they'll push for two. Williamson will go back.
Tremendous stuff again from Bumrah last over, just 3 runs. It's got to be one of the best today on current form, one of the best bowlers in.
Yeah, it's smart from him. He knows that he can't be bowling too close to the batsman. Quicker, lower trajectory. Just that difficult length. The odd one trying to spin. Otherwise, a couple of them have been sliders. And you know that on a surface like this, even if you're trying to bowl straight, the odd ball might grip.
Oh, beautifully bowled. Not such a good piece of fielding.
But Hardik Pandya was sprinting, one-handed pickup and great throw to the keeper. Required rate now 10.13.
Brilliant work from the skipper.
This has been high quality cricket. Just 8 overs, but packed with stunning efforts on the field. Look at that. Cut away, leaping. And it's skidding. Mind you, it's a wet outfield. So the odd ball is always going to skid. So the odd ball is always going to skid when you play a shot like that. But Virat Kohli.
Always man behind square. And a little fumble. Did Kuldeep Yadav, sorry. 16 for 2 after 3.
Can almost sense what's going to make Virat Kohli angry and unhappy with Kuldeep Yadav. It's a shortened game. Every run matters. Use of Kuldeep Yadav also is going to be interesting. Will they go to Hardik Pandya, bowl the seamers, ask him to take the pace off, or will he gamble with Kuldeep Yadav, because that's one thing that you can expect is Kiwi batsmen to go hard at him. The other bowlers not quite giving them the big overs.
He came halfway, and then at the last second, the ball was handed to Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. So it's going to be interesting when they use him, how they use him.
Williamson swings away. It'll land in the gap and push for two. Back. There's such a hurry to get back. He didn't ground his bat over the line.
Will that be his new nickname now? One shot Williamson.
Interesting that he's got Bhuvaneshwar Kumar to bowl his final over. Interesting that he's got Bhuvaneshwar Kumar to bowl his final over at this stage. I think on current form he realizes that Bumrah is his death over specialist. So I can understand that. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar at this stage is interesting. We are not even to the halfway stage of the innings, but he's going to finish Bhuvaneshwar Kumar's overs.
Bhuvaneshwar Kumar has also been very splendid in the death overs. We remember after getting a hammering
at Kuldeep Yadav. That's the reason. So that to me is the reason why. Get another good over in here, drive that run rate to 13, maybe 14, and then they have to go a lot harder at Kuldeep, and it makes it tougher for New Zealand.
But that's where I think India's chance also lies, with batsmen almost getting desperate. But that's where I think India's chance also lies, with batsmen almost getting desperate to get 12 or 13 runs of Kuldeep Yadav. That's where the opportunity for Kuldeep Yadav to get wickets also will come. He's missed that one. Still trusting his knuckle delivery that gets movement.
This one swung into the gap at mid-wicket.
Gamble with the seam-up delivery. Well picked up. Didn't quite come from the meat of the bat.
Set yourself up now. Set yourself up now for the knuckleball. Big Glenn Phillips. Won't get to see her in Yorker, but you set yourself up for it. He has. It's been wide though from Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, and it's swung away for four. A little bit streaky, but New Zealand will take them.
Crucial over this for India. Virat Kohli gambling with Bhuvaneshwar Kumar at this stage is Virat Kohli gambling with Bhuvaneshwar Kumar at this stage is gone for 10 runs already. Trying to take it wide away from the batsman. They're unlucky on that occasion, India. 4 runs. Also maybe he's looked at the batsman to come. The batsman will come in and feel obliged to get big overs of Kuldeep Yadav.
Halfway stage, 26 for 2.
I'm afraid, Daniel, you have cancer. I was wrong. I'm not ill.
You're as fit as a fisherman.
We're going to say that you cured me. Come here and help me fix this situation.
Brand new comedy, Sick Note, starts tonight at 10 on Sky.
42 runs from 24 balls. And people, let's cheer.
Well, I think this is the plan. Get Kuldeep Yadav to bowl number 5. I won't be surprised if Hardik Pandya bowls 6. And then finish with his currently most banked. (42 from 24). Still think they'll need 115 run over somewhere. So Kuldeep Yadav. Be very interested in seeing the pace at which Kuldeep Yadav bowls. They'll come back for 2. No, they won't.
I get the feeling this could be the make or break. I get the feeling this could be the make or break over for New Zealand. Young kid bowling. He's turning the ball into the batsman most times, of course, unless he bowls the wrong one. So this could be the make or break over.
You have to be an option for the batsman. Tom Bruce, Henry Nicholls, Colin de Grandhomme. Still plenty of firepower left.
Just a single directed will be interesting here. Yes, it is. Brilliantly done by Hardik Pandya. You could see the batsman was struggling, but they were committed to the single. And it really was all to do with Hardik Pandya's throwing arm there. So New Zealand lose one more, but more important, they don't get a run.
The new superstar of Indian cricket. And the crowd were on their feet. Every right to be all smiles. Hardik Pandya, he gets rid of the New Zealand skipper for 8. 28 for 3.
Newman and his Colin de Grandhomme struggled a little bit, but his strike rate is 144 in T20 cricket. These are the non-strikers in. Right, he's got hold of that. There's a field run underneath it. He takes it easily, does Shikhar Dhawan. Sunil Gavaskar said make or break for New Zealand. At the moment, it's looking more break than make.
He has 2 wickets back-to-back, Paul. And then going for a big hit. It's a wrong one. He's picked the wrong ball. It's against the turn. It's got the toe end of the bat. Shikhar Dhawan takes the catch and then does the Gabbar Singh. So Phillips out for 11, 28 for 4.
Still very young in T20 internationals. Nicholls, here are the non-strikers in. Will find the space on the offside, but so India's strategy of getting that asking rate up and then throwing Kuldeep Yadav in, who's at his best when he's being attacked, is working so far.
Certainly is. And trying to turn the ball away from the bat meant that it was the toe edge for Glenn Phillips. Simple catch, Shikhar Dhawan. India bossing this innings now.
Right, de Grandhomme. Right, he's connected that. Get.
You get an illustration of the timing and power that Colin de Grandhomme has. He would have been as disappointed as anyone in Kanpur with the way that one-day international finished, but he has the ability to bring New Zealand home, that is for sure. It's going to get. You get an illustration of the timing and power that Colin de Grandhomme disappointed as anyone in Kanpur with the way that one-day international finished, but he has the ability to bring New Zealand home, that is for sure. It's going to take some batting.
And let's turn up for India.
So 36 for 4, but that 6 of the last ball in the hunt here, 32 of 3. And what's interesting here is that Chahal is bowling number 6, which means he's backing Kuldeep Yadav to bowl number 7. Or he might use the quickish cutters of Hardik Pandya for an over somewhere. Maybe he realizes that if he gets another wicket, then it's down to newcomer Bruce and Santner. Right, Yajwendra Chahal, first over only 5. Doesn't bowl. Man, a deep backward square, deep mid-wicket, long on and long off. There's also a deep cover. Very interestingly played by Kohli, with bowling the wrist spinners 6 and 7. That's in the gap, but only 1. Superbly timed that last ball.
He makes good use of his reach. Look at that big stride forward. Gets close to the ball, and it's a flat 6. Great shot there.
Very interesting in seeing how it goes if Kuldeep Yadav is bowling number 7. It's a big vote of confidence in him.
It's a decision, isn't it? For Kohli, does he go?
Struggled a little bit towards the end in the first game. Well bowled.
Well, every dot ball's going to add pressure on the New Zealanders. Flat, not much turn. It's also keeping a little bit low now.
The key for Grandom, and you can see he's just throwing it wide off stump. It's a strategy he's used, it's a style he's used often against the big hitters. Get them to drag it from way outside off. Just one of this over. It has to be a big one for the Granda on this ball. Drag it from way outside off. Just one of this over. It has to be a big one for the Granda on this ball. No, it isn't. The intention was there, just a single. Always comes out over by over, doesn't it? Just 2 of this over so far.
Yes, that's terrific. 2 dot balls, 2 singles. New Zealand needs 6s.
So I think he's got 4 or 5 runs to play with here, Chahal. New Zealand want at least one to clear the boundary. Let's see what Nichols can do. Ball will turn into him. Brilliantly bowled. Gee, this man is growing under pressure here, Yajwendra Chahal. And I just wonder whether it's the day in, day out pressure of bowling in the IPL over 2 weeks that they get into these situations. Just not bowling close enough to the body.
Fielder. What an over this has been. Just 3 runs off the over from Chahal. 39 for 4.
2 overs for 8 is an exceptional return for the leg spinner. Clever bowling, making sure he's bowling well wide of off stump. New Zealand have to fetch it. And the 2 experienced campaigners now coming together and deciding who will bowl India's next over.
Well, how are India going to play this? From India's point of view, they want
10. It doesn't matter. And it's the way captains think. Kill the game with an over to go. If he can bowl a good over here, then Kuldeep Yadav will have all the runs in the world with which to defend the final over. All the runs in the world with which to defend defend the final over.
Magnificent stadium this here in Thiruvananthapuram. They waited a long time. They're getting a thriller here. To bowl the last, but yet when the spinner's tossing it up, a couple of sixes brings the pressure in. But so often the captains want the best bowler to bowl the 19th. He's now bowling the 7th year's Bumrah. Nichols. Right, he's got the top edge. There's a fielder there. The catch is taken. Shreyas Iyer takes the catch.
Going for the sweep, getting a leading edge. Good running catch that by Shreyas Iyer. And just like Trent Bolt had a bit of difficulty picking the ball up in the background, the crowd, I think same might have happened to Shreyas Iyer. Good running catch.
Everything that Virat Kohli has done in the field today has come off, including this one so far, the decision to go with Bumrah. What an opportunity for Tom Bruce. 29 of 11 is at the non-striker's end. You can strike a couple, big day for him, but he's up against one of the best in the business. Bumrah, this is the ground home. This is the ground home. Just one.
Slow balls on this pitch, tough to hit. Not a bad option though from Henry Nichols, and it was a good catch running around to his left with Shreyas Iyer. And we speculated that it was a good decision for Kohli to kill the game now. Well, he's doing it so far. New Zealand.
It's Tom Bruce. 4. Just went a little over, was looking for the Yorker, was about a foot over, and was very easily put away by Bruce.
Well, the Yorker, if it goes wrong, like it did this time, can cost you runs. The better bet clearly is to bowl the slower off cutters. There it's gone as a nice full toss, just below the knee. Flicked it away for a boundary.
Well, if you're batting now, you've got to expect that slow ball, don't you? That's got to be forefront of your mind. A little bit of premeditation, perhaps.
One for the wide, and that's a great effort. It was so wide it could have gone for 4 runs.
Very close to the worst ball you can bowl, which is 4 wides plus the one and the ball not counted. So 7 of the over from 3. And then he comes back. The slow ball there on Very well done by New Zealand.
Out. Oh, I'm ready with the decision.
Yeah, umpire's in very good position. Remember too, now with the new rules, if you're diving to complete a run, if you're in the momentum, once the bat is inside the crease, you're safe, even if it pops up afterwards. To complete a run, if you're in the momentum, once the bat is inside the crease, you're safe, even if it pops up afterwards. Now that's going to be wide as well. They've decided. Oh, he's missed the run out. And they'll complete a second as well. The throw is with Dhoni. There might be a run out at that end. I think we're going to get a referral at the striker's end.
There's a referral for a run outside on replay there.
Going to be a second. All it required was for Pandya to send a decent return in, and Dhoni did the rest. So another wicket goes down. It is one New Zealand could well have done without, and Dhoni did the rest. So another wicket goes down. It is one New Zealand could well have done without. Bruce for 4, it's 48 for 6. Right, Mitch Santner towards the end in that first one day hit some big shots. He's got to hit 2 of the next 7 for New Zealand. 9 of this Bumrah over. Such a big last ball coming up, given that Kuldeep Yadav's going to bowl the last over. I think the idea would be 9 of this Bumrah over. Such a big last ball coming up, given that Kuldeep Yadav's going to bowl the last over. I think the idea would have been to leave 20 in the bank. Big one this for New Zealand, because wicket here, they're in with the tail enders. Misses. They go through with a run. They're stealing a bye of everything. 19 needed.
Kuldeep Yadav or Hardik Pandya will have plenty in the tank. Just 3 4s and 2 6s, which is simply not enough in an 8-over game.
Was 2 for 9, and he's gone with Hardik Pandya to bowl the last over. His first of the match, and he could not ask for more. If you're bowling the last over of a game and you've got 19 in the bank, gee, you're telling yourself thank you to everybody else. Having said that, it's a bit like the penalty, isn't it? Penalty, isn't it? Who's the pressure on here? Right, this is going to be interesting. Hardik Pandya with 19 in the bank. Who's the pressure on? It's a bit like with the penalty. Is the pressure on the taker or the goalkeeper? Is the pressure on the goalkeeper? Is the pressure on the batsman or the bowler?
I think definitely the batsman. And the reason for that is the only way that turns around onto Pandya, if the first perhaps 2 balls go to the boundary, then he's under pressure. At the moment he's got a bit of leeway. Colin de Grandhomme needs to get on strike for New Zealand.
First objective will be don't bowl an extra ball. That's an excellent.
This is the last wicket. Mahendra Singh Dhoni throwing it to the bowler's end, diving for the crease, but Hardik Pandya's throw is very accurate. Good take also by Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
Didn't need a third umpire for that. The crowd had given it out already. It wasn't a great second run because you see that at the non-striker's end, he dived and fallen over. So he had to pick himself up and then start running. Right, 18 of 5. Here's Pandya. Ground arm is a big hitter. Connects, but he won't get a run. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he didn't complete the catch. Is he hurt though? Doesn't matter. He's got to bowl 4 balls. But it's running away from New Zealand this night. It's running away quickly as he hurt himself badly. I hope he's not broken a finger there, because he's in a lot of pain. It's not his bowling arm, but that's not going to soothe him very much. He's in a lot of pain.
Yes, he's in a lot of pain. So whether it's a dislocation, the ball was hit at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Look at that. Yes, looking to catch it. These kind of catches stick in your hand. There's no time for you to judge. You just put your hand up. That's exactly what Pandya has done. And
it's always like that. You never realize the pain until the moment is just gone. In the moment, you don't realize what's happened to you. What's he do? Even if it's a break, it's a non-bowling hand, isn't it?
Well, if it's a dislocation or a break, you know, he'd be probably walking off the field right now, I think. And let's just hit the fleshy, meaty pad around the thumb. So you're right, it's just about trying to just toughen up for the last 4 deliveries. He's done a good job.
The ground. He does. Or does he? The fielder will watch it sail over for 6. So just breathe some life into this game. 12 of 3. Picked it beautifully.
Yes, he did. It was the length ball. Was looking to bowl the cutter. Yes, you can see that. But it didn't turn at all. We all know that the Grandhomme can smack the ball. He certainly smacked that one. That the Grandhomme can smack the ball. He certainly smacked that one.
Well, it was a length on this one going to be. It's wide. The Grandhomme does well, just lets it go, realizes there's a single on offer here. So it's down to 11 from 3 now. I think you get these results, don't you? When the target's just 67, 11 from 3. When you've made 67, the... Right. Watch for the length again. The length is good. He slogged it away. There is a man there. What does he do? Just a single. He won't be able to come back. India managed to put the Grandhomme at the wrong end. Now Santner's got to win it for New Zealand. This is a good result for India. 10 from 2.
Holding his nerve. India, they're in the box seat. Holding his nerve. India, they're in the box seat. 10 runs. This has to go to the boundary. He's tried his best to Grandhomme. Make a case, maybe you came in a little bit too late.
Right, 9 needed. What are you looking at with the field now? Third man is in, Point is in as well. They're descending. Now Santner, if he slogs, he's got deep mid-wicket and he's got long on out.
What Virat Kohli will be saying, Dhoni will be saying to Hardik Pandya, no wides please. He's done a magnificent job. Run out.
Right, there's a hit. There. The bowlers have given him runs to play with. It's 8 of 1. No ball, no wide, and the game's in the bag.
Can't even tie it. This is Ravi Shastri. Look, he's nervous. And the crowd are on their feet. They're loving it. Good close match.
Get your foot behind the line is what he'll be telling himself. Foot behind the line, it is. Plays a shot, there is a man in the deep, it doesn't matter. India have defended what seemed the undefendable. Just 67, but this wasn't an easy surface to bat on. And I think you'll find the likes of Bumrah and Pandya and especially Chahal have bowled magnificently. And I think you'll find the likes of Bumrah and Pandya and especially Chahal have bowled magnificently. And India win by 6.
Yeah, congratulations India. Well bowled, held their nerve and deserved this victory. Game 3 of the one-day series and now game 3 of the T20 series. Came down to the last over and India were able to step up and thoroughly deserved this victory. Jasprit Bumrah.
Needed those 61 for 6 after 8 overs. So India win the series 2-1, remember. We got a great final to the Tri-Series in Kanpur. We've had a great final here in Thiruvananthapuram as well. Well, I guess you've got to ask yourself, this wasn't the easiest track to bat on. So what was a good score? We thought 75-80, but India made 67 look bigger than it was.
Yeah, it was. The slower balls in particular were tough. I thought the Indian spinners were brilliant. They bowled a little wider than New Zealand's. And a couple of sixes from Virat Kohli. And one at the end from Hardik Pandya, just getting them up to that. Hardik Pandya just getting them up to that difficult total 67. And Colin de Grandhomme in particular tried hard. 2 big sixes for him. It wasn't enough. Too much to do after the good start from India.
Yeah, it was only a shock to her, but we got some good cricket in it.
Yes, very competitive cricket, both the one-day series as well as the T20 series, going down right to the...
So India won by 6 runs in Kanpur in the decider, by 6 runs in the decider here in Thiruvananthapuram.
Yeah, good sportsmanship too, the two teams who get on well. They've flown in the same charter flight, so they're always communicating and getting on with each other. Good close contest, both versions of the white ball game. And India thoroughly deserved this victory. The crowd and the first international at this venue will go away happy as well. And the men in blue have deserved to win 2-1.
Yes, they waited a long time. They didn't get a full game. They only got an 8-over game, but it was very exciting indeed. And Thiruvananthapuram can be very happy with what it's done with this game.
It certainly can be, because the ground staff did a magnificent job getting the ground ready. And the pitch was match.
Yes, indeed it did, and I'm looking forward to coming back here to Thiruvananthapuram very often because they love their cricket. Got a magnificent stadium. We can go down now to Sanjay Manjrekar.
What a nail biter, what a win for India. The 2 bowling stars of today's win for India with me. Chahal and Pandya, first of all, your hand, how is it? Is it okay?
Yeah, right now it's okay. I feel that after the game I'll feel the pain and everything, but yeah, it was hard, so yeah, but it's nice now.
And tell us about the emotions bowling that final over. When did you come to know you were bowling the final over?
No, I got to know on the 7th over that I will be bowling this over, the last over, because apparently the for the fast bowler it's more difficult to hit than the spinners. So I knew that I was preparing from the 5th over itself, and obviously I had to keep it calm, and I knew that they need to play big shots to get this score. But yeah, eventually stick to the plan and eventually came well.
And you must have been the cool dude, as you're always running into both the final over, no nerves, nothing of that kind.